Hello and welcome to this nutrition lesson. Today we're going to be looking at beverages, and my name is Marlene Beachy. To begin with, I went to the grocery store and I photographed the ingredients and the nutrition facts panels of 4 carbonated beverages. And then I entered that information on the big nutrition facts label like we used in another lesson because I want to look at these together with you. So let's begin. Here we have a nutrition facts panel from the first carbonated beverage. It was 12 fluid ounces, so I presume it's for the whole can. This can of carbonated beverage had 150 calories for the whole can, no fat, sodium of 40 milligrams, only 2%, and total carbohydrates of 38 grams, which is 14% of your daily value, no fiber, and the carbohydrates of the 38 grams are sugar, and of those 38 grams are added sugar, which they said was 80% of the daily value. I'm not sure where they get the 80%, but this is what the can said. There are 4 grams of sugar in 1 teaspoon of sugar. So I took 38, I divided it by 4, and I am understanding that this can contains 9 1/2 teaspoons of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. Let's look up here and see what else is in this. So remember, ingredients are listed in the order of the first one being the most, and the first ingredient was carbonated water. That makes sense. The second ingredient is sugar, and remember on labels you really want to see sugar be the third or fourth ingredient, not the first or the second, if at all possible. And if it is the first or second, then you need to consume that food in very limited amounts and only occasionally. So carbonated water, sugar, citric acid, natural flavor, and I want you to know that natural flavor is a general term. We don't really know what natural flavor is. Sometimes it means that MSG has been added, which is a flavor enhancer that is not a good thing for us to be eating. It's also called monosodium glutamate. You may know it by that. Sodium citrate has also been added. Sodium benzoate, a preservative, has been added. And then finally, there's a little bit of flavor derived from lemon and lime oils. So there's actually more preservative, sodium citrate, natural flavor, and citric acid in this beverage than there is flavor from the lemon and lime oils. I thought you might like to see what 9 1/2 teaspoons of sugar looks like. It's a lot of sugar. So you can see it's a pile of sugar. Try it at home sometime. Measure out like 9 1/2 teaspoons of sugar and just see how much that comes up to. Or take your favorite beverage and look at the grams of sugar in it. Divide that by 4 and that will give you the number of teaspoons of sugar. And then measure it out and see. Okay, the next drink is, bear with me here a little bit. I'll put this up here. Okay, so here's the next drink that I took a picture of. In this can, there's 130 calories, so a little less, and 0 fat, 0 sodium, 32 grams of carbohydrates, which is 12%. And of the 32, 31 are sugar, and there's 31 grams of added sugar, which is 63%. Again, I don't know where that comes from. This equals 7 3/4 teaspoons of sugar, which is better. Let's move up here and look at the ingredients. Carbonated filtered water. Well, that's kind of nice to know they filtered the water. We don't really know the other water source. But if I had a choice, I would choose filtered water over non-filtered. So carbonated filtered water, invert cane sugar, natural flavors. Again, we don't really know what that is. It might be MSG. And citric acid. So there's a lot less chemicals in this, or at least kinds of chemicals, but we don't really know how much of these 2 chemicals are in this drink. So in some ways it may be better, in some ways we don't know. Here is another beverage that I took the picture of, the nutrition facts label. And on this one, this is 12 fluid ounces, and it was 120 calories, 0 grams of fat, 1 gram of cholesterol. No, you know what? I'm sorry. That is an error. I miswrote that. 20 milligrams of sodium, which is 1%, 31 grams of carbohydrate, which is 11%, no fiber, and of the 31 grams of carbohydrate, 29 grams are sugar, and of that, 0 of these are added sugar and 0 grams of protein. But this still has 7 1/4 teaspoons of sugar. So let's look up here in the ingredients. First ingredient is sparkling water, as to be expected. The next ingredient is apple juice concentrate, white grape juice concentrate, clarified orange juice concentrate, clarified grapefruit juice concentrate. So right here is your sugar. All of these fruit juices have been concentrated. And when you think about fruit juice being concentrated, first of all, it means that juice has been extracted from the fruit, and then it has been cooked down or dehydrated somehow into a concentrated form, and then it has been reconstituted into this beverage. That is a lot of processing, and every time a food is processed, it loses some of its natural nutritive value. So although we're getting fruit juice in this, we don't really know the quality of the fruit juice. And when we do know clarified orange juice and clarified grapefruit juice, the clarified means that all of the pulp has been removed. So again, all the fiber is out of that. And after that, then we have natural flavor. Again, we don't know really what that is. Citric acid, gum arabic, and red radish juice color. This still has 7 1/4 teaspoons of sugar. That's a lot of sugar, even though it is fruit juice. It would give you your body a pretty good sugar rush, and then it would drop you because there's no fiber, fat, or protein to help modulate that energy into your body. Here's the last one. This particular beverage, 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbohydrates, 0 sugars, and 0 proteins. This is a 0 beverage. As expected, the first ingredient is carbonated water. The second ingredient is citric acid. The third ingredient is stevia leaf extract. This is an artificial sweetener from a plant, which is supposedly harmless. I think research is still being done on that, and time will tell. Natural flavors, we don't know what that is, and ginger extract. Ginger is an excellent spice, so I would love to have ginger in my drink. The extraction process, I'm hopeful, was a pure one and didn't put in any harmful chemicals. So of all of the drinks we've looked at, I would probably choose this one, but it would kind of depend on the flavor a little bit. And the ultimate healthy choice would be to make your own drink at home, because then you wouldn't be purchasing a container that you're going to throw away. You could regulate the amount of sugar you put into that drink, if any, and you would know there's no added preservatives or chemicals. So how could you do that kind of a beverage at home? Well, I'm sure you have ideas, and here's some. And if you have more, post them on the Facebook page. I'd love to see what your ideas are for drinks that you enjoy. You could steep some tea. It's very easy. Just put some tea in a pitcher of water to whatever strength you like and leave it on the counter overnight, and it will have steeped in the morning. You don't even need to boil the water. It can cold steep. It's very, very easy. Or better yet, you could just, if you have a tea bag or loose leaf tea, doesn't matter, whichever one, just go ahead and put that in your drink container and add the water and put the cap on and let it set. It'll steep all night or all day or however long you want it to, and it will flavor the water. You could also buzz ginger in a blender and put that in water and let that steep, and you'd have a ginger drink. You could add lemon to that if you prefer. You could pick mint and add mint to it. Some more, or cucumbers, fruit like sliced strawberries, or papaya, or grapefruit, or oranges, or lemons. There's a lot of different ways to flavor the water that you're drinking. Our bodies need water. We need to be drinking water. It's recommended that we drink at least, and this is a minimal amount recommended, half of your weight in water in ounces. So for example, if you weigh 100 pounds, half of your weight would be 50 pounds, and that would mean the minimum amount that is recommended that you drink each day is 50 ounces. There are 8 ounces in 1 cup. So 50 ounces would be about between 6 and 7 cups of water a day. Again, half of your weight in ounces of water a day. That's minimal. Why do we want to minimize the sugar in our beverages? That is because sugar causes inflammation. It also suppresses our immune systems. And when we drink a lot of sugar, it adds calories to our diet, especially in beverages that do not add any vitamins or minerals. So if we have less sugar, it lowers the risk of diabetes. In addition, for good health, instead of getting your fruit, your daily value of fruit, like 2 cups of fruit via fruit juice, I would highly recommend eating the whole fruit. Again, because the whole fruit has the fiber, it has not been processed, so it still has all of the nutritive value that it was created to have. And although nutrition can be added back into fruit juice drinks, we don't really know what we're taking out completely. Our knowledge is incomplete. But as we go along, we'll keep learning more and more, and we'll keep adjusting our ideas of what it means to eat healthy for our bodies and for the bodies of our loved ones. The other thing that really supports good health that we've not talked about yet in these nutrition videos is exercise and gratitude. These are 2 other pieces of life that are so important for our health. In exercise, it is recommended that 5 days a week we exercise. We get our heart rate up a little bit for 30 minutes, for a half an hour. So just say that's Monday through Friday. Make it part of your daily routine, a half hour of walking, biking, running, whatever it is. 3 days a week, it's recommended that for 10 minutes you get your pulse rate up and you really push it. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for at least 10 minutes of that half hour, really walk fast or take a jog and get your heart rate up. On the other 2 days, on Tuesday and Thursday, it's recommended that you do some kind of strength training as part of that 30 minutes. You could do push-ups or sit-ups or squats or whatever it is to strengthen different parts of your body. You could use resistance bands, you could use weights. If you don't have any weights, then just grab a couple cans of food and use those as your weights, or a couple jugs of water and lift those up and down above your head and down below. And be sure to stretch. Stretching is so important for your muscles and your joints and to increase the circulation. It's so good. And above all, remember gratitude. Remember to be grateful for all your blessings. Look around and just savor the beauty of nature, savor the love of your loved ones. Just however you can be in touch with gratitude in your heart is wonderful for your health. So we have suggested a lot of changes, and to add in exercise yet to your eating changes could be a challenge, but if you do it with a friend, that's always helpful. Or maybe keep a scorecard and then reward yourself at the end of the week. If you have exercised every day of that week, do something that you would really enjoy. You would have to decide what would make it a reward for you. And with exercising, if you're not used to exercising a half hour a day, then start with less. Start with what you're comfortable with and gradually increase the time as the days pass. Remember, these are goals. It's not something that you can attain necessarily the first time you try it, and that's okay. Start with where you are and build gradually. If you do a little bit every day, you will get there. So if you have any questions or concerns or comments or ideas, interests, please post them on the Facebook group page and we'll all learn together. And again, remember, eat a wide variety of food every day from every food group in moderation, focusing on vegetables and whole plant foods. So until we meet again, happy, healthy eating to you and your whole household.